Alright, so what I've done, or what I'm doing now, is the power jack cable, which typically hooks directly to the battery via this giant 30 amp fuse here. It's a big giant 30 amp fuse. I've cut it off of this. I'm going to run it in along this rail here, back up through the floor, and I'll hook it to the battery inside. Similarly, solar plugs, so the Zamp solar plugs right here beside the battery box. I'm going to cut these two wires, and I'm going to take the ground version, I'm going to ground it to the frame right here, and I'm going to take the hot wire, get me some more of this 10 gauge, cut this, and run it inside to a resettable fuse. So this has a fuse, inline fuse in it, but I'm going to hook it inside to a resettable fuse. Lines on, new split cables on, put me some heat shrink wrap on here. Alright, so now I have plenty of wire inside, so I'm going to mark this for the Zamp plug. So you can see I've pulled both the cables up through the floor. I'm going to get them as tight. And I'm going to go back underneath, and I'm going to secure them to the frame rail. I got this tube here that's going to wrap around the wires. Really handy to use, just it runs all over the place, so I'm going to wrap it around those two wires running back here, and then I'm going to clamp them back to the frame. That's for the front jack. That's for the solar plug out here, the external Zamp solar plug. They all go to the power hot distribution block. So all the wires that used to run underneath here and go into the battery box here now go straight into the frame under the floor. What I do have in my battery box is a DC to DC charging wire and storage space, and I'll have that in a later video. So this is the solar plug coming back. Goes into here and then up through the floor, and this is the front jack wire coming up, tying into the same thing and going in the floor. These are the two frame grounds. One goes to my inverter and one goes to the distribution block. Propane gas line. These are your brake cables, so they go back to your axle for your brakes. So all in all, I'm very happy with A-frame wiring. You can do the same if you choose to take your AGM batteries or lithium batteries out of your battery box and put them underneath your front compartment or inside a front storage compartment or inside a front couch. Whatever it is that you might have, you know, whatever layout rig, type of rig you have. But you can pull all the wires back through the floor, but you got to pretty much take out the furniture to do so, depending on the model you have. And I recommend doing that anyway because it's much easier to clean up the wiring and do a number of things up there. But you can pull all that stuff right back inside and have a storage compartment inside your old battery box like we have now. Had I only done a battery and not a giant inverter upgrade, I could have easily just pulled those wires back inside and hooked them to the 12-volt distribution block. The big gray box that's underneath the couch or cabinet or storage area up front, it says 12-volt distribution block, do not open kind of thing. That's where I would have hooked all those wires into anyway. As always, if you have any questions about this specific thing or anything else I've done to this rig, please let me know. Have a great day and happy adventures.